Hello guys, today I'll be taking a look at a game of one of my favorite streamers, Tabor. He's also a really good Ekko main, currently in like 300, 400 LP master. And one thing about him is just that he always plays with the exact same setup. Like, he always plays with this. Never even takes Finesse in his secondary runes. Also takes double adaptive, by the way. And then he also, like, his playstyle is really very much impact focused. Like, he does not care about farm. You can see in this game he has like what's 160 CS in a 30-minute game, so it's like 5 point something CS per minute. But he still reaches to reach master with that, or manages to reach master with that. And I mean, that's honestly super impressive, and that just kind of underlines what I heard recently is where you really need to make sure to just perfect your game style. Like, it doesn't matter. Of course, to be a complete jungler, you need to be able to do all kinds of stuff, and that's maybe why he isn't challenger. But it's like to get to like a master, maybe even grandmaster elo. It's the best way to reach that is just have your playstyle, see what works for you, and then perfect it. You know, like some people they always gank level 2, not necessarily with Ekko, but with some champions. So, some people they always full clear. I think he's a full clearer. We'll see what he does this game, but yeah. Then I guess this game, enemy team is not the most difficult to play into, but also not the easiest. I mean, there's definitely champs that can disrupt him or just like one-shot him. And then his team, I would say his team comp is also not the easiest one to play with, but yeah, let's just get into it. Alright, we're in game. He also goes blue smite every game. For example, I think I personally would go red smite this game because my team is quite low on CC, or at least quite low on CC that is easy to follow up with. So I think red and green, blue smite are definitely ones that you can switch out, and like honestly even green smite. I think all of them have their place every now and then. But I can understand if you always go for blue smite. It's very fun, and like just being able to join fights and whatever, it has a lot of value. I've noticed, like in some games, like you might not notice it actively, but oftentimes you just feel like it's difficult to have an actual impact on the games, and it often is because you're missing that blue smite movement speed, at least in my opinion. Alright, let's see what he does here. Need to see the beginning. I guess he left a ward and recalled for a sweeper right away. Also something I personally don't really do. And then I guess he's looking to gank bot lane. Interesting. So what you need to understand is like, or what I recently even understood is the way you need to think about jungling. It's not so much about like finding the balance between ganking and farming, or I mean it is exactly about that, but the way you need to think about it is just in golden experience. So you need to care. Like the jungle camps are always something you can fall back on, and I guess that's like the mantra that he's playing with, you know. So he really sees the jungle camps as something optional that he can fall back on, and if he sees an opportunity somewhere, he will go for it. And that's like a big skill of jungling, right? Like even being able to identify those opportunities. But yeah, I guess one thing that I've noticed a lot of Ekko players do is just full clear. Like except for Ekko the Nico, I feel like he's one of the few ones that actually is very flexible with his pathing, but for example, Tryhard Ekko is another pretty good Ekko, or like really good Ekko. He's like a challenger Ekko player as well. Okay, I mean, we don't really need to rewind that. He just basically collected his assist here for free. But yeah, you can see, for example, here he just moved, right? He saw something in mid. He could have gotten level 4 from the Crux here, but 100% if he goes for that, then he won't be able to get anything here. And then, I mean, I'm sure he just in-game looked mid here, saw that this guy's really low at mana. He's even playing flashless as well, so his priority should definitely be to go there. And then, well, Nico, like the Vex, really nice that she flashes and disables the talent from hopping over the wall. And now he might even look, yeah, he's even looking bot, see? Like, they're low HP as fuck, so should be able to get something here. Proc passive, nice. Didn't get the assist on the Kai'Sa, sadly, for Treasure Hunter stacks, but still happy about that, I'm sure. Now, just getting the crab. How much gold does he have? I wonder, I probably shouldn't take the Crux here. Yeah, you shouldn't. Like, the next camp will spawn at like 420. This one, the Grump. So I'm pretty sure he should just recall here. Yeah, and that's what he does. Good. See, like, this kind of stuff is definitely one of his strengths, right? Like, knowing this of course, it's pretty basic, honestly, for a higher elo jungler, but yeah, like, this is the kind of stuff you need to worry about. Don't go and clear your Crux here, because it will, first of all, the problem is the sequencing with your Raptors will be wrong, you know, like, the Crux will just spawn, like, 1.5 minutes later, which you don't want. And then also, he has money to buy items that he wants to buy here, and his top side is coming up again, and they're, like, level 4 camps, so they're worth more anyways. So that's like a very big tempo thing. Okay, what is it? I was about to say, what is he doing now? Kind of mistimed. Not a big deal. Okay, again, he like these. I'm always saying this. These are like the break points where you need to just make the decision honestly. Like think of this as a way where you can just take different paths. So either you go mid, you go just keep jungling. But I think like his priority, for example, is just to be active on the map and see if there's something he can do. Some other players they might prioritize farming more, and like I think both places can be correct. You just need to make sure to capitalize at the right opportunities and actually push the game closer to victory, you know? That's like the thing you need to perfect, honestly. Like, you can do that with farming, you just need to be more confident within your own... in your, like, own ability to carry, I guess, if you drop your team for a little bit. And it might not work in some games, it might even tilt you. Like, in some elos, I think this kind of playstyle definitely doesn't work. I experienced that myself firsthand, but, yeah, it can definitely work, right? We saw Agrin reach rank 1 in Korea with this kind of playstyle where he just farms a lot, so... he just sees opportunities at the right times and capitalizes on them, and then it for sure works. Here, he sadly missed the Q on the Talon. I think otherwise he might have even been able to kill him. And you can see him already, he's already posturing, because he sees the Vex is really low here. The Talon is, of course, probably gonna look for a kill, so let's just see if something happens. Yeah, again, Vex just fearing into the W, really nice. Very clean kill. Talon, I don't know if he maybe didn't have the wall up here or if he was too far away. See Talia trying to kill the Vex. Really nice, he positions. Did he have flash? I think maybe if he... maybe, I guess he doesn't have to flash here. Probably gets her anyways. Oh, I'm surprised he didn't follow up on that. Maybe the Talia had E again? Could be it. It's 12-second cooldown. I think like if he places his W in 3 seconds, like somewhere here after she flashes, maybe like how long is E? Yeah, E's still 5 seconds. I feel like he could have followed up on that with the shield. Maybe he could have been able to do something, but I don't know. Maybe not. Like he's of course playing first strike. He knows his limits much better. First strike also on cooldown here. I feel like with the red tree you could probably go for a kill here, but maybe with first strike you just can't. I'm sure he knows better than me. Okay, seems like he wants to contest the crab here. I guess we saw the, or it's not even contest, like we saw the Talia move out on bot side, so just a free crab, really nice. And now nothing on top side farmable, so he's just gonna recall. Probably get the alternator. I mean, he's gonna have to wait for that, yeah. Just getting 2 amp tomes, wasting no time. And, okay, he's going bot here. I'm not sure if that's the correct play. Maybe it is because we see Talon moving bot, so that's definitely good, but like now he's just recalling, so he's kind of wasting his time. And his bot set won't be up, so maybe he's just looking to the Drake here. We'll see. Gonna clear his Crux for the first time, they're still level 1. Like, I don't even know if it's worth at this point, you know? Going to them first here. I really don't. Maybe he should also look to kill bot lane. Who's he missing? Akshan, Talia, Kai'Sa. He hasn't even looked top a single time, but it's understandable. Like, Akshan is basically ungankable, and especially if you have no real CC setup. Like, the Akshan has to play really bad to get hit by the Gnar CC. And see, like, this is something I've talked about with Tabor before, is in this kind of elo where he's playing it, unexpectedness has a lot of value, you know? Him being bot here is unexpected because he should be in his top side, you know? And people in this elo, like, sure, bot laners, they might not keep full track of that, but you have a feeling, you know, when people will come, and they definitely had the feeling of Ekko can't be bot at the moment, he needs to be top side. But that's why this gank will probably work here, right? Because it's just unexpected. And that's something I've tried to implement in my gameplay as well, but I don't know. I'm just not as good as him at it. Like, he just has always played like this, I assume, or like for a long time. And that's why he's really good at getting those unexpected plays off, but I personally am much better at just playing with a consistent playstyle. Very nice though. Like, if you get these 2 kills, it's definitely worth more than these camps, because you will get these camps anyways, you know? Like, he will get them, he will just get them a little bit later, but it's not a big deal. So, and now he can even go for, like, just full clear his jungle and get his rocket build at a really early time. If he wants to. Of course, he can also just keep having impact on the map. Although with this HP, I feel like it's definitely better. Especially, like, now he's spotted, of course he doesn't know, but... Yeah, let's see if he gets something done here. think with this HP should really just clear his jungle, especially because it would heal him up and then enable him to keep playing. Yeah, just getting the rest of the minion wave here. And then going back to clearing his jungle. I'm pretty sure, like, Rocket Belt... Is it 1480 or 1915? Either one of those breakpoints it should be right now to upgrade. Okay, so it seems that it's 1480, that's what he's basing right now, I assume. Yeah, he has it, okay. So now, like, 9-minute Rocket Belt is, like, amazing, especially in a game like this where you're not really getting hard countered, you can really just pop off. And Talia is usually, she kind of wins before Rocket Belt, but after she should lose to you. She really should. So I guess now get level 7 from the crab and then probably look to do Herald, maybe kill the Talon as well. Still has Rocket Belt, so yeah, just doing a combo here. Can't attack though, just trading ults basically, and then getting the Herald. Needs to be a little bit careful of the action, like action is not doing badly here. And now spacing as well. So let's see if this guy reacts, doesn't seem like he does. I feel like he could have definitely tried to punish because, like, a Tabor is without ult here. Oh, maybe now? Maybe it's getting difficult. Okay, getting spotted. He should be getting the Herald. Let's see if he can also live. Yeah, he should be able to, right? Although he hasn't eat yet. Yeah, he's probably dead. Yeah. Well played by the auction, I guess. Dies for it though, so it definitely could be worse. But yeah, I mean, he gave a shutdown. He got the Herald for it, so it was like... And he didn't flash either, like the action flash. So overall, I think definitely still worth for Tabor. Definitely hurts a little bit though, especially because action is for sure a champ that can use gold well. Yeah, he's going bot side now, interesting. Again, like, who's he missing? I don't know if he plans much around that, to be honest. Okay, he's only missing the Talia at this point, so he's not really looking... He doesn't really have to look to path anywhere. Okay, interesting. He's just leaving his Krugs up at this point. Like, Krugs are definitely a bit of a tempo stealer camp, let's say. Like, doing Krugs definitely takes a lot of time, but they're also worth the most. So you just need to... Like, see, for example, here I think... It would have been better to take Crux, right? Like, he didn't get anything done in that time, and he could have been here anyways, even if he had taken Crux. So maybe what he got done is like forcing the Rakan off the tower, kind of. Maybe that could be something. It's like a snowball effect thing, but yeah, I don't know. It's difficult. It's really difficult to say, honestly, in this situation. If it was the correct play to put pressure on, or if he should have just cleared his Crux. Also losing his top set at this point, which is definitely not good. Like, you can see now he's actually quite far behind in XP. He really makes it up with, like, map impact, honestly. Like, his playstyle is super focused on just opening up the map, and that's how you win games as well, you know? I'm always saying, there's different ways to win games. One of them is to just have this, like, perma impact, and even Ekko can do it, right? Like, there's other champs, like maybe Lee Sin or whatever, that are even better at doing it, but even a champ like Ekko, he can play like it. And, like, Tabor, you really just perfect this kind of playstyle, I would say. Just don't care about farm, only care about impact, and it just kind of works. I personally don't like it, because this kind of playstyle, you can see, he's just down in XP quite a bit, you know? Like, the Talia is almost 2 levels up, which... Yeah, like, the fact that she's getting her whole top set as well, it's definitely not amazing. But, he has a lot of kills, so... Yeah, he's still up in gold. Just like the XP, like XP is probably worth like at least 3, 4, maybe even 500 gold, like a level. So this kind of gold, I think the Talia is stronger than Ekko here. Like she definitely is, at least if she spends her gold. So, but like matchup wise, I think Ekko can always still fight her if he just dodges the important stuff. Yeah, definitely a little bit punished for hard committing on bot. Like that was not worth, right? If we look at it now, like in hindsight, it was definitely not worth getting the 1 kill. Or like, definitely not worth because they got tower as well, but it was like, if anything, it was even in my opinion, probably not worth. And for him personally, definitely not worth. Now he's just going over right away. Deffing. Like, he really has that, like, yeah, as I said, he has the mantra of, you can fall back to your camps, and that's how it usually is. But of course, for example, here he spent too much time on bottom and he couldn't fall back, and the Talia just invaded all of it. Now he's just looking to push down the mid turret. Really good. Like, this is the kind of stuff you need to start doing. Like, especially if you're in lower elos, like, start doing this. If you see a free tower, like, take it. It really opens up the map. It makes such a big difference, especially the mid tower, but even the sideline tower. Like, every single tower, I used to underrate it so much. Like, taking towers, even any tier 1 tower or whatever, it makes such a difference, even in the late game. Like, it just closes down the map. It closes down the map a little bit every single time you take a tower, like, for the enemies. It makes it much more difficult to play. Mid tower is like the biggest one because it really opens up this whole jungle compartment for you. But yeah, like even the sideline towers, they do matter because it just means people will have to go there more often. So you can see now he's farming a little bit more, honestly. Like I think because he dropped so much farm, like if he hadn't lost his whole top set before, then I'm pretty sure he would have kept farming a little bit less. But like now you need to farm at some point. You know, if you really don't, then you'll just fall too far behind no matter how many kills you got. Yeah, okay, not no matter how many, but like if you actually got a ton of kills, then sure, but yeah. Let's see, okay, Talon really low here. Rakan there to probably save though. No, missed Q. Doesn't matter, he just gets him with Rocket Belt Smite that Talon didn't respect. Really nice. Yeah, very good. The way he played this, very, very patiently how he played this, you know? And also very unpanicked. That's like a big thing, you know? A lot of low elo players, they would panic. It's like a 1v3 here, but no, just play with your abilities and understand that you're not gonna like die instantly. Yeah, just, I mean, he punishes the Talon right away anyway for greening. And then just like place your W, dodge the important spell here, of course. And then, yeah, just play with your abilities, honestly. That's exactly what he does here. Of course, the Zeri also there, but I think he might have even gotten the Talia on his own. So now he can buy the Nashors, I'm pretty sure. Can he? Yeah, he has Futures Market, so he can. It's like 2,300, I'm pretty sure, with the Phoenix Codex. What was he doing? Yeah, bought it. Okay. Maybe he wasn't able to because of the Futures Market nerf. Could be it, like that he still had to wait a little bit. No, team also getting Drake, really nice. I mean, yeah, this Drake's actually pretty good for them as well. They have Karma, so... And I mean, even Ekko benefits from the shield power a little bit, right? So... honestly, I feel like this Drake might be super under... Does it affect shield power? I'm not sure, like, surely, right? It's a shield, so for sure it's affected by shield power. Let me know in the comments, honestly, I don't know. But, like, Ekko's shield is so massive, right? So increasing it by... Sadly, I can't see how much, but it's like 6% or something. It's probably quite a bit. Yeah, and I mean, now, you can see, I talked about how he was behind in XP and whatever, but that's really not a big deal, because he will be able to catch it up, or he was actually able to already catch it up now a little bit. And now, with 2 items and boots at 60 minutes, you're really strong as Ekko, like, you really are. So it's just about finding the balance to not int while you're down in a little bit of XP, I guess. That's like the way you maybe need to look at it. Because oftentimes what happens to me is just in these games where I'm low XP and whatever, I don't know my limits, and I just int because I'm too squishy, or squishier than I would have to be. A little bit of a mistake with this movement here. I don't know if he misclicked or if he just thought he couldn't kill the Kai'Sa, but he definitely could have killed her if he just stayed behind her and tried to hit the return Q. I mean, she could have ulted no matter what, but then he wouldn't have had to flash, right? Like if he, yeah, see, like here, if he just had kept walking up with his tons of movement speed, then Kai'Sa would have ulted right away, and then he could have followed her with flash. So a little bit of a mistake here. Also just... he didn't have the rocket belt, okay. Yeah, a little bit sad, but at this point, these kind of... rip. These kind of trades, they even give you 100 gold, right? It basically almost gave him an assist. And then he should be getting the assist now, I assume? Yeah, so he got an assist now as well. So, yeah, again, like, not the best step, of course, especially because it was... Like, it didn't have to happen, but also not the worst one. Let's see where he goes now. Yeah, okay. Just going topside. Yeah. Clearing towards, like... If you want to do Herald or something, just, like, start clearing at the walls. Make a plan. I think he also shouldn't do blue here. He should do Grump. Maybe he's doing it because he wants to be able to move as quickly as possible. Or he just wants level 12. Well, yeah, I think you should always do Grump first. But at this point, honestly, it doesn't matter that much. Because you clear the camp so quickly anyways. It's just, like, out of habit, I think you should get used to doing Grump second. Because then the sequencing between Wolves and Grump is better. But again, like, Tabor is not the guy that cares too much about this kind of stuff. He really isn't. Getting the Herald now for himself. See where he places it. Oh, very close to stunning the Talon. Honestly, like, up until now, he's not really the main carry of this game. I mean, he's doing fine, but his stats in the end definitely suggest otherwise. Like, he seems to be getting a lot of kills. And that's how you often, like, this is why tilting on Ekko is so bad. And like, what it's definitely a big weakness of mine personally. It's just like, there have been so many games where you just do like this, where you're doing kind of well, but you're not really popping off, and then all of a sudden you just Ekko late game and you can't pop off, you know? Like, you really need to understand that and like internalize that, honestly. Like, Ekko is just... The Rabadon's power spike is just so massive. If you get it, you're really a different champion. Like, you really are. It's so massive. And then you can like... And not even just the Rabadon's, like every item power spike, honestly. Especially in games where you're not doing well. If you do get like a couple of kills and you manage to hit your item spikes, you often can come back in games where it looks completely lost. Like, it really can. Especially because people often just... They will disrespect, you know? Okay, I don't know, I guess he just queued, like, this is a nice mechanic, honestly. See how he healed like 200 HP there. How much did he actually heal? I'm pretty sure he got like 4... Yeah, he was at like 550. He queued, and then... Honestly, that's such a broken mechanic for junglers. Literally just heal 200 HP. As Ekko, that's pretty massive. Like, Ekko doesn't have any other sustain in his kit, and overall, just a pretty squishy champ. Okay, probably going towards Drake here. It's Mountain Drake as well. And then you can see, like, definitely don't... Like, this is a mistake that some low elo players, myself in the past, like when I was gold, platinum player, I would probably have just farmed here. Instead of just looking here and like, this is such an obvious play, right? Like, if you look at it for now, you understand, like, you need to go here, your team is fighting. But like, some people might get trapped into farming here for no reason. Definitely, at this point, like, you really need to focus on having impact over farm, 100%. Like, for my personal taste, Tabor is a little bit too focused, or not too focused, but like, he's way more focused than I am, as I said, in the early game on having impact already. Like, I would value consistency a bit more, especially in the early, but at this point, no doubt about it, you need to have impact. Like, and you can, right? Like, you have your items. The Rabadon's is where you... Yeah, he actually has it already, I didn't even realize. Damn, he had 21-minute Rabadon's, it's just GG, honestly. I mean, at this point, they're 10k goal ahead, it's GG anyways, but... Yeah. Like, at this point, there's no point farming. Like, sure, like, farm when you're you have downtime and you can fall back. But like, don't actively farm. It really wastes a lot of time. So yeah, do they just go Drake now? Probably. Of course, with Natchez you can do it alone quite fast. With Zeri gave a 700 gold shot onto Talon, maybe spicing it up a little bit. Probably not though. And we can see in the time that they just get Nash in a second. Enemies probably can't really contest. Honestly, I mean. Yeah, he had amazing stats in the end, but up until now, his team really did a lot of the impact plays, let's say, right? Like, they got all the picks for Nashor, that they did the pushing, so not the biggest carry game from him, but that's also a skill, right? You don't need to be the carry every single game. You need to be able to drop your ego 100% and just, like, perform at a consistent level where you just don't make the mistakes to lose games, and then the next game you might be the one carrying. Like, of course, if you're playing, like, for me personally, a big thing of why I like playing Ekko is because he can be that carry champ, and it's super satisfying if you are, and like, especially if your team is hyping you up and whatever after you made a nice play, like, that's the real dopamine, of course, for an Ekko player, but that doesn't happen every game, and you just need to accept it, and it's not a big deal. I think most people don't have that problem. It's definitely more of a personal problem for me, but like, being able to just drop your ego, even with champs like Ekko, is definitely super important. It's also like, and of course, it's not like he's not doing anything in this game, not at all, right? It's just like, his team definitely helped him quite a bit, and he helped them early, I guess, you know? Like, he definitely had a good impact early to get them snowballing, especially the Vex. So, yeah, I mean, it goes hand in hand, right? He helped early, and now he's reaping the rewards by having a pretty free game, and then also, I mean, he's ending the game with 17 kills, so it's not like he doesn't do anything at all, right? I'm just saying. There's definitely games where I'm sure he has more impact in the mid-game. Mid-game is where he... Mid-game is where I personally, for example, would often slow down the ganking when I'm in a good position, you know? Just slow down a little bit, make sure I get the farm and, like, really get ahead. And then maybe also look to invade a bit more. Like, he really didn't invade at all this game. I think that's definitely something you can do in these positions where you're doing quite well. And then just make sure to like crush your enemy jungle. Oh, okay. Looking to kill the Akshan. He gets exhausted though, also didn't hit his combo. That's so crazy that this W hit, by the way. Wait, I need to see. I swear, Talia W has such a... It definitely has a bigger hitbox. Yeah, it didn't hit his Q, I'm pretty sure, and that's why... Wait. I mean, yeah, it's like his backpack is still on the thing, so he gets pushed, I guess. But it definitely looked like his feet were not on top of the W. Wait, they're not ending now, though. I think his team was a little bit too hyped. Yeah, no, he's too low. Seems like they will have to go for another rotation. If we look at the time limit, could it be that they die again? Maybe. But at this point, you really don't need to be worried about losing the game, because... Look, like, in this... I don't know why my FPS is so low all of a sudden. Hello? But, because, like, honestly, you're outscaling them at this point. They don't have too much to lock you up. The Rakan is, like, the only one that can be annoying, but... Yeah, I don't know. As long as you're not in a position to get one-shot, then he's also not that big of a deal, as you can see. I can't believe they still didn't end. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Akshan just revived all of them, I was about to say. Pretty sure he just revives them all, and that's why they still can't end, it seems like. Yeah, let's just skip this. Red, like, they even get the Drake. So, I mean, now you need to be a tiny bit worried, maybe, to make sure to not keep trolling, because I think if they die one more time, then the game is genuinely in a position where they could lose. But of course, you can see there's still 10k gold ahead, even though they got wiped twice in a row. And he still has 12 stacks on his Magi's. He still has a shutdown, even because the game is telling him that he's really strong. How much gold does he have? Yeah, even with a Zeri here. So basically same gold. Both really, really strong. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that they probably just killed him now. And end the game. And yeah, like, these are the situations where you can definitely lose games, right? If you just get impatient, this is where you need to be patient and just play good macro, you know? Like, don't just keep running at their base and try to end and then, like, keep dying to the Akshan or whatever. Really just be patient. I guess the Kai'Sa and whatever, they really didn't have their screen. And then look for these good engagements that he just got here, right? Walk around, be patient, see for an opportunity where they're looking here. They just really... Now they notice the Ekko, right? You can see the Kai'Sa not even looking. Could have definitely been cleaner, the engage, but it still worked. And they got all of them, and I'm sure they... Thoroughly the end now, right? Yeah, they kill the Akshan, no way the Talon does anything here. Yeah, very nice game. As I said, I think his early game is super, super different from mine, but you can see it works, you know? And that's something... People always ask about this stuff, like, what kind of runes should I take? What kind of items should I build? Honestly, guys, pick what you like. Like, genuinely pick what you like, learn it. Like, of course, like, don't pick fucking Ginzus or whatever, you know? Like, pick one of the normal builds, pick Nashor's, pick Lichbane. Both of them are really viable, 100%. Then pick your rune setup. Maybe some of you like playing with Dark Harvest, maybe some of you like playing with First Strike, maybe some of you like playing with Electrocute. Like, pick, all of them are viable, 100% they are. And just, like, see what you enjoy most, like, try them out maybe, and then, but just make sure to stick to them at some, especially if you're in low elo. There's so much value. There's so much value in low elo to just learn your limits with one setup, because it overwhelms you if you're switching up every now and then, every game or whatever. And then same with Smite, like, honestly, pick one of your Smites that you like. And like, I think the only thing you should really maybe switch out is, like, the secondary runes. I think you can definitely just always switch out the secondary runes for Triumph and Tenacity if you feel like you do have the Tenacity, but do need the Tenacity. But it's definitely something where you need good game sense for it. And I think realistically most low elo players, they just don't have the game sense. So just pick your setup, stick to it, and really perfect it. Honestly, that's the biggest climbing advice I can give you for now. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like. And if you have anyone that you want me to take a look at, of course, as always, tell me in the comments. And yeah, have a nice day. Bye.